What's up, guys? Maverick Approach here. You already know what it is. Big homie CC. I got it. So, how you feeling? I know you're a busy man right now. So, what you been up to?
I've been staying active, man. I just got done with Al Prophet. Just working on retrievals. Just staying active, bro. Staying active, man. Just did Sean Atwood, dealing with YouTube creators that are struggling, trying to clickbait me into doing streams with them. Just stuff Maverick go through. You feel me? Ain't nothing new. Nothing new.
Oh, you gotta tell me a quick excerpt about that. Like, what do you mean? What are they
Bro,
doing?
it's pages, is creators who like can't afford to pay me to come online, so they doing little slick stuff, trying to get me to join little chats and stuff like that, and they using my name for clickbait and things like that. Just clown activity. You feel me? But we staying diligent.
Got you. Yeah. Hey, stay A1, all you creators. You get your time to shine. It's a grind. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So come on now. Like
The marathon continues, man.
I can tell you, late great Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys gotta grind it out. You can't just hop on, you get hot and just think you just going, But anyways, I digress. But I see all you guys in the chat. What up, you guys? Everybody's in here from YouTube. We got X in here. We're on many different channels right now, so appreciate you guys for coming through. But yes, big homie, I want to get your thoughts because everybody's been talking about it.
Right.
What is going on with these drones?
I've been getting asked a lot about these drones, and I waited to do enough research to see before I said anything. So last night I watched a hearing that they had in New York. Several lawmakers and certain people of power spoke. And me personally, this is a confusing situation. There are theories going around saying that they're searching for radioactive material.
That's what I heard. One thing, yes.
Then I see videos of certain drones dropping certain particles into the sky.
Okay.
To me, that's a telltale sign that they're dropping things into the sky and into certain areas to see if they can detect radiation. This is a tough one for me because
it sounds like you know more than what you want to put on.
I got some information, but it's like
I knew it.
I got some information, and I was asked not to say nothing publicly about it just yet, but I will say this: these drones are not giving off RF frequency or emitting any radio waves, which is strange. But some guys that I know who investigate this, they have photos of one of these drones that allegedly crashed. And the manufacturer information on that drone that crashed is from a company owned by BlackRock.
BlackRock strikes again. There we go.
So, as I look at this, me personally, I was told that these drone incursions started 2 years ago over sensitive military airspace. But what we're seeing now, though, is they said they have reports of over 800 different drones being in the sky at one time.
Which looks like this right here, right?
It looks like this right here.
So here's the thing. So these things are, and this is in Florida. This is a cluster of them. This isn't like one or two. This is a whole bunch of them. The sniffer drone thing, I've heard that where they're looking for nuclear waste, and whatnot. But here's another thing that we talked about on our last live that came about,
All right.
which is really interesting. And I want to show you this.
All
You
right.
remember the Galactic Federation that we were talking about?
Yep.
Remember that article that we pulled up on NBC?
Yep.
Okay, now. So check this out.
Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief. In an interview with an Israeli newspaper, he said the aliens have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. NBC News chief global correspondent Bill Neely explains this one.
Hi, Alison. Well, this is quite a story, and it comes from the man who headed Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years. Chaim Eshed is making the extraordinary claim that the United States and Israel have been in contact with a group of aliens for years. Not immigrants, but extraterrestrials. He has called them the Galactic Federation of Aliens, and he says President Trump is aware of the existence of these aliens and had been on the verge of revealing their secrets, he claims, but was asked not to do so by the Federation in order to prevent what he calls mass hysteria. Well, the retired general says the US and Israel have kept it from the public because, quotes, humanity isn't ready and the aliens don't want to reveal themselves until humanity can evolve, he says, and understand what space really is. Well, the good news is that he claims an agreement has been reached between the US government and the aliens, a contract to do experiments here. There's also, he says, a secret underground base on Mars where there are American and alien representatives.
Bro, hold up. Stop right now. So, not only are we dealing with a galactic federation, but now we have an agreement with them and they can do experiments, and we have a coalition that's on Mars.
So Tom DeLonge said that during his debriefing by certain government officials that there was a meeting between presidential campaign and ETs in a bunker underneath the White House where they made an agreement where they can harvest our animals and a certain amount of human beings in exchange for technology.
Right. I remember.
Eisenhower is the person who allegedly negotiated this deal. It's also been said that when they disclosed to Eisenhower about the presence and the true origin of these non-human intelligences, that he cried.
That's it. That's deep. That's serious. So it does make sense, because if we look at the technology leap since Eisenhower, it did a massive jump.
Massive jump. We went from the Model T to Teslas.
Yeah, basically.
And in a very short period of time, if you look at the grand scheme of things.
Right. And, the moon landing, and all, and we have our theories on that. It went from before that to, that within a decade or so.
Yeah, so there's a YouTube channel called Third Phase of Moon. So go to that channel, and there's a UFO that was brought down by a group, by the NYPD. They recovered it. So go to that video, and on that video,
YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube. Third Phase of Moon. They had 817K subscribers.
Third phase of the moon.
Third Phase of Moon.
Oh, third phase of moon. Got you. Okay. And they have a video. Is it the latest video? Let's see.
Yep. 21 hours ago.
All right. So let's pull this up.
Because my thing is, if you know what I know, you know that if you're a drone operator, if you try to fire up a drone and put it into the sky in an area near a military base, the drone will probably go up a couple feet and is going to sit back down because anti-drone technology is activated.
Right.
Apparently, these drones are immune to everything.
Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey and the ports?
Third Phase of Moon breaking news. We've got the special report for you and an insight from NYPD. But what did the incoming president just say with regards to the drone situation?
First of all, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey and the ports? And it seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
All right, we just heard it from the incoming president. He's basically repeating what we've been stating for quite some time right here at Third Phase Moon. They know exactly what they are.
So you said there's footage on this video?
Yeah, so if you scroll down a little bit more.
Maybe it's this?
No, it's actually of the drone itself. Right there.
Oh, here we go. Right here. This?
Yeah, that's the drone that NYPD was able to bring down.
That's a huge drone too. I've never seen a drone that big.
And so here's the thing, though. I was told that drone was sent out by BlackRock to monitor the other drones that are unaccounted for.
Right.
So this is a very, very, very precarious situation, simply because, like, that drone right there.
That's crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people have been saying that they've been seeing other drones which have been sent out by, like this one, BlackRock, the government, and you don't know what's what, monitor the other drones. And this one looks very serious. It's not a civilian drone.
Not a civilian drone, bro.
Not at all. So they're trying to collect data themselves. They're trying to figure out what's going on. This Galactic Federation thing, though, it's very interesting because you know what it is? It's that I've heard about this a long time ago, and you have too. But now it's coming to the forefront, which makes it that much more suspicious, because it's either Project Bluebeam, where they're faking an alien invasion, right, for a one world government. It was popularized by a Canadian conspiracy theorist. I forgot his name. I'll look him up, but he's the one that came up with Project Bluebeam theory, where it's like a totalitarian situation, one world government, etc.
Right.
Challenges all religion, because this definitely changes the face of religion when people are with real extraterrestrials, and that really does happen. If that is true, you know what that does for
ontological shock.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is that?
It's very similar to what happened when in Japan, when we bombed Nagasaki. A lot of the Japanese population committed suicide because they seen the leaders who they idolize falling. So that's the fear for ontological shock. And there was a hearing they had a hearing that aired live where lawmakers gathered to try to confront DOD about what's going on. And all of the three-letter agencies said that the drones do not pose a credible threat. That lets me know that they know what they know what's going on. If you had the threat of a nuclear device being in that area, you're not going to tell the public.
Right.
You're not.
Which is more scary because that means they're looking for something that can possibly, for one, just poison everybody, or if it explodes, just wipe us off the face of the map.
Facts. So think about this because certain law enforcement, one of the sheriffs said that they took a boat out, they seen 60 plus of these drones come from out the ocean.
Right. Which is funny too, because I remember last month, November 13th, they had a hearing, the U.S. House Representatives, where they did a debriefing of a former Navy admiral, and he disclosed.
His name was Tim Gallaudet.
Yeah, and they said there's a alien civilization that lives under the sea, and they've been here longer than us.
That's a fact. And I said this in my No Jumper interview, and after I said that, guys from CIA that I should remember I showed you that.
Yeah.
They literally came to me and told me, "Hey, how you know about that?"
Right.
So this one is like a wobbler to me because looking at the technology, some of the drones have the light setup that you have to fly in the airspace, and then some of them just simply do not. Some of them have FAA compliant light systems. Then some of them do not.
Right.
One of the guys from the NYPD said that they caught their helicopter to pull into the airspace and to observe one of the drones. He said that he was concerned for the safety of the helicopter and the pilot, so he called him down out the air. One of the lawmakers, who was a former Black Hawk pilot in the Air Force, said that to him, that was just ridiculous because how come you didn't follow this drone to see where it took off from and where it landed from? And in order for drone companies to operate in certain airspace, they have to operate on certain operating systems. So when law enforcement or military aims their anti-drone technology at drones, they know the operator, the company, where it took off from, and etc. According to them, these drones don't have any of that, not even giving off any radio signals. Right. Some of them turn their lights off and disappear. And then some of the drones are taking turns at 4 and 5G speed. That's just not drone technology that we know of. But just like Elon Musk said, he said if they have a secret program, they're not going to tell you that they have the technology.
No, of course not.
So this situation, for Trump to say that the military knows what they are.
Yeah, because otherwise they would have shot him down. And that was my thing.
Shot him down.
I'm like, you're in airspace and you don't know what they are, but you're just letting them live. Like, oh, well, we don't know what it is. Let's go ahead and just let them be in our airspace. So, they got him again. They got him again.
No, I'm good. Someone was calling.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, hey, they got him again.
Turn up guy was calling right now.
I thought they got him again. But no, that's my same thoughts. I'm like, okay. And then they're saying this. Spy drones from China are likely cause unexplained aircraft wreaking havoc across the U.S. House Foreign Affairs chair says in bombshell claim. He's saying that these are spy drones. Come on, really?
So he's saying that because they've been coming. These same type of drones have been documented coming over U.S. airspace for 2 years now, and initially they were only coming over Air Force bases.
Well, it's interesting you say that because these drones that you're saying could possibly be sniffer drones are actually flying over the Navy, the Naval Weapons Station in New Jersey.
Yeah, Wright-Patterson closed down their base and their airspace because of this. You know, they're also flying over LaGuardia Airport. They're also being seen in Florida. They're also being seen in Ohio. So it's not just sightings in New Jersey.
Right, it's all over. They're in California, all this stuff. Like they're in multiple states around the U.S. Another thought too is that this is going off the grid now. This is going off the grid. But what if these drones or aliens or whatever you want to call them, what if they always been here and our consciousness collective just now can see them because everybody's been waking up? Have you seen that movie They Live?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get into it.
So the thing is, I'm gonna put hidden cameras in Big Homie house. Y'all crazy in the comments.
Wait, hold on, what? Wait, hold on. What? Wait, we gotta read some of these comments. Hold on.
EJ Trill said, "I like my man big black and chocolatey. I'm gonna put hidden cameras in Big Homie house. That's crazy."
Oh yeah, it's getting wild in the comments. What is going on? Y'all on some? Oh yeah, Epstein Diddy shit. What's going on? Hidden cameras. That's their specialty.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah,
the drone situation has perplexed me. I just, it's just not a coincidence that New York was the epicenter of COVID. And then now the epicenter of these drones is also in New York. That's a little strange to me.
Mm-hmm. So peep this. So look, in the movie They Live, they got a drone.
The fucking drone, man.
And bro can see him with the glasses. Like without the glasses, you can't see him.
Right. And Ryan Graves, military pilot, said that they would only be able to see these drones in infrared. But these drones are being viewed by the naked eye.
Yeah.
And did you see the video of the drone spraying shit into the sky?
No, I haven't seen that.
All right, hold on.
You gotta send me that, or maybe I can find it on here. Drone spraying. Let's see if I can find it on X. Hey, make sure you guys share the live. We're on YouTube. Make sure you guys share the live. Like the hit the like button. We in here heavy. So let's see. Is it this one right here? What is this?
There's two of them right there, and one of them is clearly spraying. The other one's right next to it.
I don't know that might be.
No, there's not, because I looked on the Flight Tracker app. There is nothing out here.
There's one right there, look.
This is in Hazlitt, New Jersey. Here's another one right there. I can't believe this is really going on, because this is fucking nuts, man. They're right up by a light pole, but there's one right there.
So what are these things doing? What do you think that's about?
Now, from my previous experience, if you want to try to detect radioactive material in the sky or in the area, you got to put certain. You got to do certain things in order for certain other things to react to be detected. That right there, that's what that looks like to me.
Yeah.
But if something is in our airspace and not supposed to be there, typically it gets shot down.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you searching for something, you're not gonna shoot it down.
Yeah. So
And at the hearing that they had, everyone said that the drones have not proven to be a credible threat. And the lawmakers are saying, we know you have the technology to land drones. Why aren't you using it?
right.
They said we were not given authority to use it. There's something going on they don't want to tell the American people about.
That tells you everything that you need to know. But yeah, we can go so many different ways with the drones, but I want to get your thoughts on this right here. So we have another shooting that happened about a day or so ago. I don't know if you heard about it, but it was a school shooting. And it is, once again, bizarre. This whole story, shooter is, they said it was supposed to be this trans person, but then maybe it's, they're altering pictures. Let me show you what's going on, because I feel like America is the home of Psyops. So
For sure.
So check this out.
Now, before we get into this, I want to say one thing. There were drone sightings also in Oregon. And in Oregon, they reported that the drones went from 50,000 feet to 20,000 feet in seconds.
Damn.
That's very suspicious.
That is. I got a question. Do you think that these drones are possibly all different, because some of them look different, some of them have lights, some don't, some are, like we saw, spraying? Do you think that it could be, many things being true at once? Some alien, some government.
So there are other reports of orbs flying in the sky, and then they see drones with FAA compliant lights tracking those drones. It's in my opinion that we are seeing several different groups surveilling each other right now in the skies over America. And to me, that's perplexing. But I am aware that there's a breakaway group, a part of the government, that operates without congressional oversight and with impunity.
Very insightful.
It's ugly right now.
It is.
We may need to go to New Jersey ourselves and investigate this ourselves and get our own footage.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, you know I'm down for an investigation.
Yeah, that's our next step. Fuck it, it is what it is.
Nah, we got to get into that. We got to. But so here's another thing. This school shooting. I want your thoughts on this, on what's really happening.
New details about a shooting inside a private Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin. A teacher and 2 teenagers were killed, including the accused shooter. 6 others injured when another student opened fire this morning.
Our Charlie Demar is live near Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. Charlie, we now know the shooter was a 17-year-old girl.
Wow.
Joe and Erica, an incredibly emotional day now, evening here in Madison, Wisconsin, as you can imagine. Where we are now, it's about a half a mile away from where the shooting took place at that Christian school. And this is a reunification center. It's at a medical center across the street from here. We've seen students and parents reuniting here throughout the day.
Sounds like all criticals have been moved. They're still clearing the building.
A harrowing day after a 17-year-old girl opens fire inside a Christian school. In the end, another student and a teacher would also be dead. The shooter would apparently take her own life, as police say they did not fire once as they arrived on scene. Now, 2 others suffered life-threatening injuries and 4 others were also hurt tonight. The motive remains a mystery.
I don't know why, and I felt like if we did know why, we could stop these things.
I can tell you, this hits you in the gut. Our community is better than this. Our country is better than this.
My daughter goes here, and my nieces and nephews, my sister. So she called me on the phone. She told me, please remain calm. So I was already trying to mentally prepare. But yeah, after a bit, I was kind of like, okay. And she's like, there is an active shooter at the school.
Now, police say the shooting occurred in a concentrated area of the school, but they would not specify what part of the school the shooting took place. CBS News has since learned that a 9mm pistol was used in this shooting and has since been recovered. We're live in Madison, Wisconsin. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Chicago. Joe and Erica.
So what do you think this is? I haven't done too much research into this one, but this person, 17-year-old girl, goes in, starts, shooting a bunch of people at a Christian school. They said they killed 1 teacher and 2 students. What is happening? And then turns the gun on herself.
So what we're seeing happen right now is there's a certain population of the American people that are mentally unhinged. And this is why they're banning social media for people under a certain age in several cities and states. This person, unfortunately, rest in peace to the victims first and foremost.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something that we're seeing a lot. This is the same type of rhetoric and dialogue that we saw several previous shooters and several previous mass shooters. Racism, self-hate, feeling like they don't belong in society, and they're becoming radicalized. So there was a mass shooter who pretty much became an occult figure to a lot of people. Like, they supported him, sent them mail. They identify with this because there's a quote out of the Batman movie where Alfred said there was a group of people that pursued a bandit, and he would rob the jewelry stores, and they would find precious metals just scattered along places. And there are certain people who just want to see the world burn, and I believe this is what the outcome of that is.
So it's funny that you said the Batman movie, because I remember, this brings me back to that one shooter. If you remember, the Batman Begins shooter.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. It happened in Colorado. Yeah. So remember this guy right here. They kind of all have that same kind of look, right?
Got that same look.
So if you look at this guy, you remember this shooter? He shot up the movie theater.
Yes, I remember him.
And if you notice, a lot of these shooters, they look like they got, like an MK Ultra, right? So they all have this distraught kind of, and then they end up changing their hair. I noticed a lot of shooters, they have this hair change. So they all remind me of the same kind of person. You know what's funny about this too? So this happened in Aurora. What else happened in Aurora this year? Do you remember?
The Venezuela.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say something, and I feel like it needs to be said. I believe that whoever's the operator of these drones, there are reports of when the drone swarm comes into a neighborhood, people are getting radiation sickness. They're saying that the street lights are pulsating. I believe that these drones may set off an EMP attack and knock out power.
So you think a black swan event is coming up?
Yeah, because
oh, did they get him? They got him again? They got him again.
People calling me and shit, man.
Yeah.
People fucking calling me and shit, man. Hold on. I can't.
He's on live.
Man. What the fuck? Hold on.
Do not disturb. So he got to put his phone on do not disturb, you guys. People were calling him. But I feel like these people, you guys, are going back to this this shooting. Oh, here he is. He's back. They're calling you.
People see me live and call. That's even more. That's perplexing as well.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this too. So like, they have a cancer vaccine for Russia. I don't know if you heard about this. So
I've been keeping up with this.
So Russia has developed a vaccine, Mr. Putin, where they claim that they have cured cancer. They said they're shrinking tumors 75 to 80%. So
I know people that are traveling to Russia to get stem cell treatment. They're getting a blood revitalization treatment. And I know people that are in Russia right now, so their children can be born there, so they can get these same vaccines.
Interesting. So
this is why RFK is very important, because he knows about this. He's working to actively ban certain cancer-causing enzymes, food colorings, and preservatives that are added to food here in America that is banned in Russia, it's banned in China, it's banned in Japan. But here, not so much, because Big Pharma is such big business.
Yeah, it is. You know what this reminds me of, though? Like they always put it in the movies. This reminds me of what was that one movie called with Will Smith with the zombies?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Now, what was this movie about? This movie was about a cancer vaccine, right?
And the epicenter in that movie was New York.
All right. So we got to keep on our eye on what happens in the movies, you guys, because I feel like movies, they tell us stuff. They always put it in the movies. I'm actually going to do a whole movie breakdown segment on my YouTube and breaking down movies. But this movie right here was about cancer vaccines.
Crazy.
Which led to literally a zombie apocalypse. So
Timbo, I got it.
It's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays out, because I always
and there's no coincidence this is taking place right when a new administration is coming into office. We may see a last-ditch effort by the current administration to save face and preserve their spot in the White House. with this whole drone incursion thing. So I just want people to know that government learned that declassifying information is in the benefit of the people, but not with governing bodies. The fact that these drones, we've seen F-15s. So look, there's a guy named Chris Leto, ChrisLehto. It's a guy I know. He's actually in the UK right now. He left America because of things that was taking place. He's a former F-16 pilot, and he got a video up right now about his interactions with pilots when they encounter these drones, and also has documented a project called Project Hessdollar, where they have tracked the object that entered into the water in Norway, placed itself on the lake bed floor, and this object is emitting signals. It's been emitting signals since the 30s. There is different groups that operate here on the planet that are not monitored by any governing bodies. I don't like.
Hold on. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
This object that they have tracked, they've got sonar photos of. They sent divers down to put hands on it. It exists. It's resting on the floor of a lake in Norway. Because in Norway, they call them ghosts. The object is there. They have photos of it. This object has been emitting certain type of signals since the 1930s. If you study cave paintings, rock artwork, all of those things, every civilization has stories about star people.
Right. The paintings on the wall, these saucers in the sky.
So look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There's a gentleman by the name of Gary Nolan. Gary Nolan is a highly, highly respected scientist. He works for government. He has certain classifications. He has certain... He said that there's evidence that there are several non-human factions operating here on the earth, and that they all do belong with each
other. Wow. That's a big statement.
Now, this is somebody who works for DOD who said this.
And I think this is him right here. I think he's on Wikipedia, if I'm not mistaken. This is him right here. Gary Nolan.
This is him. Yes, sir. 2 R's. Yeah, this is him.
Yep. He's an inventor, an immunologist, like an academic, business executive. That since 2022, most of his public appearances have been related to his research of UFOlogy.
UFOlogy, yes, sir.
I didn't even know there was an ology to UFOs.
It's ufology. It exists.
Ufology. Okay, ufology. They call it ufology. So that's his research and what his claims are, saying that all these, I guess, entities work together.
Yes. No, he said that they all don't get along with each other.
Oh, they don't get along?
They don't get along with each other.
Oh, okay, so they all got beef.
Yes. So I'm gonna send you a link to a video right now on Twitter to your DM.
Okay.
Now, this is all right. You got it right now.
Okay. Somebody said in the comments, a false narrative of UFO invasion, so martial law can be declared and such, so another lockdown can happen.
If we see these incursions over all of the major cities, that statement can very, very well be true.
Yeah.
So, did you get that link I sent you?
Yeah, let me check right now, actually. That's what I've been hearing too, that this whole thing can like just be another ploy to lock us all down.
We haven't seen Biden's face in how long?
In a minute.
With these drone incursions, this is a prime situation for a State of the Union address we have not seen.
Correct.
So
I'm about
if there is a missing warhead, what we're seeing right now is what it would look like if they were searching for it. Because I know for a fact, if you want to search for certain things, so look, go to 618 on this video.
618. All right.
There's an image.
Whatever lies beneath the mud, we have to come back another time to unveil its secrets, since we're running out of time. So day one was over, and again we had accomplished what we came for, and that was to throw all that we had on this mysterious object in Lake Djupsjön, and we did exactly that. So Operation Arctic Seals have now ended, and we have collected a ton of data for analysis. Our partners, Nordic Subsea and Fosen Subsea, will now analyze the data and create a visual representation of the object in relation to the surrounding geography. And this object or structure that we have found hiding under the mud is mystical to an extent where none of the divers would like to drill through it due to security and health concerns. But we, Project Hästdalen and our partners, we are far from done. We have conducted a scientific investigation, and we will continue to do that. Hence we're asking for time and patience for data analysis phase. Project Hästdalen and Operation Arctic Seals have always operated with full transparency and publicity, and this is something that we will continue to honor. So we please ask anyone following this to not speculate and stay tuned for more updates from us. My friend and project colleague Rune, who has done a fantastic job with organizing Operation Arctic Seals, is already off to new adventures. He has started a project where he will look for a specific runestone, and he will also go to the US for a couple of weeks. Let's share Rune for his achievements and wish him good luck with his new endeavors.
So what are they exactly looking for?
So what they were looking for
Oh, they got him. They got him again. What's up, everybody in the chat? I see y'all. I think homie, they might have got homie again. I don't know if y'all can see him. Look like he's frozen. But I see you guys in the chat. What up, Jay? I see you. Prescription, I see you. Oh, there he is. There you go. They got him again. DJ Sauce, I see you. Okay, he's back. He might be back.
iPad went black, and the phone went black at the same.
See, there we go. Every time, you guys, this is nothing new. Every time we get deep and we start bringing up receipts, this happens. Check the other videos. We got other lives that we've done. It's like clockwork.
This is crazy.
I'm telling you, this it happens every time. It happens every time. Every time we start talking about government shit, something deep, bringing up receipts, his phone starts tripping.
You can hear me?
I can hear you now. I can see you and hear you.
My iPad just went black. I turned it back on, and now that shit just went black. We know how this go.
We know how this go.
And I confronted Admiral Tim Gallaudet about the fact that he knows of a location where him and his team have tracked these UAPs coming out of the ocean, from the ocean floor. Well, now I tweeted him about this. My tweet just disappeared.
No.
Just simply disappeared. So
we can't even pull that receipt up if we wanted to.
No, it disappeared. So what I'll do is,
that's crazy.
On our previous video we just showed, that object landed in that water in 1947. The locals always knew it was there. Sonar proved that it was there. Divers went down, put hands on it, and touched it. Now, when they first did sonar of that object, the place that it was at, the first time they located it, when they went down to touch it, it was gone. They searched the water again, found it again. So that object that's been in that water since 1947 moved.
That's wild. So they went there, was there, touched it, went back, gone. That's wild.
Went down and found it again.
So they know exactly what it is?
They don't know where it comes from. And the guys who operate Project Hess Dollar, they went pretty much dark.
Damn. What the hell?
We are not alone. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's getting spooky out here, y'all. Because once we really come in contact with some shit, just be ready. Change everything, because we don't even know what's really happening right now.
We may see open contact before the year is over.
Damn. Then that would play into exactly what is happening with the prophecy of Trump. Now, Ingersoll Lockwood wrote 2 books, or he wrote more than 2 books, but the 2 books that correlate with Trump is The Adventures of Baron Trump and The Last President. Last President. That would play into that. So if we come into contact with some race of people, beings, whatever, you can forget about any kind of election, whatever. So I'll pull it up real quick. I always go back to this. And this book was made 1896. Right here. The Last President. Now, wouldn't this be fitting if all this went down? And Donald Trump is our last president. It's called 1900 or The Last President by Ingersoll Lockwood. Now, this story depicts a very charismatic guy who runs for president. He's anti-system, and he goes against the grain. Who does that sound like?
And the only way to prepare for the future is to study history.
Yes.
And you and I know, Maverick, that history happens to repeat itself often up to humanity.
It does. It does. Like I used to hate history, right? Back in school, I used to hate history and everything else. Like all the shit I used to hate back in school, I love now, like math. I love math. History. I used to hate history. Now I love it. It shows you where we're going. So, this is why I think Trump is going to be our last president.
Well, he's got to make it into the White House first.
Right.
And I got to see it. I got to see it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I'm sending you a clip right now.
Okay.
From Admiral Tim Gallaudet. Check your X inbox.
Let's see. Okay, so we have a former Navy admiral. Okay, let me pull it up right here. Keep sharing the live, y'all.
Share the live. Shaq and Kobe back.
Can I ask you this? I can understand why it might be decided by very senior people in the Defense Department that we shouldn't reveal technology because it's a weapon, a potential weapon. It's a potential advantage in a future war. You can understand that, can't you?
Absolutely. I think some of the technology should remain classified. We don't want it to get in the hands of our adversaries. However, the fact that we're being visited by non-human intelligence, that is what I think needs to be disclosed. Now, granted, it's not an easy thing for a government to do because then they're going to admit that they don't really know what they are or their intentions, and it makes us look vulnerable. True. But I think as a society, we're ready for this. We've turned that corner.
Why is the Soul Foundation so important?
Right. So we're at a time now where previously UAP have been pretty much received stigma and skepticism. And we're changing that. We're at an inflection point in our understanding of this phenomena.
Can I ask you this? I can understand why.
So, okay. So he's more so worried about the fact that we're coming in contact with non-human intelligence.
That right there is disclosure.
Right.
This is a Navy Rear Admiral.
Damn. Now, this is not the same admiral that was last month about the aliens under the sea.
That's him.
Oh, this is him.
That's him.
Oh.
So I just sent you another link for a video by President Ronald Reagan. I feel like that our supporters definitely need to see.
Okay. And then I got to show you some other shit that could correlate with this as well.
Yes, sir. We working. Shaq and Kobe have at it again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me pull this up for you guys.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Damn. Reagan knew.
Reagan knew, and he knows that there's different non-human intelligence factions. Some want to keep us at war, some do not.
So let me bring this to your attention as well, because this may play a factor too. So a lot of people don't know this, but Google has just created a quantum computing chip. So what this chip does is that the quantum chip just solved a problem that would outlast the universe in 5 minutes. Let me say that again. The chip itself solved a problem that would outlast the universe in 5 minutes.
You know what that means to me? So let's say this. AI solves a lot of our problems very fast. The makers, the initial people who invented this chip were on Malaysian flight MH370 that disappeared.
Yes.
That is a fact. Now, I'm going to send you another link. Now, this link right here, to me, is similar to what's happening right now.
Okay. I'm going to pull it up. And while I'm pulling it up, for context, the reason I was bringing this up, you guys, is because this could be opening up portals to dimensions that we're starting to see these drones and these beings, because that's very possible that these entities aren't from our dimension or our universe.
Yes, they're coming from outside of time.
Ooh, yeah, we going deep now.
We taking it there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. So let me see. Okay. Let me pull this up real quick.
You recently, yeah. So this right here.
Somebody in the comments said CERN too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about CERN. Okay, here we go.
On the 14th of April 1561, the people of Nuremberg in Germany witnessed a dreadful apparition in the sky. Welcome to History Pod. The spectacle in the skies above Nuremberg was recorded by the artist Hans Glaser, who lived in the city and so presumably witnessed the event himself. He published a woodcut and text in a local broadsheet, a kind of tabloid newspaper that revelled in reporting strange or violent stories. The woodcut shows cylindrical objects, multiple coloured discs and globes, crosses, and even tubes that look like cannon barrels all moving across the sky. Modern UFO enthusiasts have used the Nuremberg celestial phenomenon as evidence of extraterrestrial life, although various scientists have also put forward their own explanations of why hundreds of people saw what was described as an aerial battle raging in front of the sun. There's no way of knowing how accurate Glazer's woodcut truly is, nor what actually caused the shapes in the sky. However, recent science has suggested that atmospheric phenomena are responsible. UFO skeptic Frank Johnson wrote an argument suggesting that the people of Nuremberg witnessed a parhelion, otherwise known as a sundog, which is caused by light refracting through clouds of ice crystals. His argument suggests that this was combined with other atmospheric tricks of the light, such as a low viewing angle of the sun due to the early time of day at which the phenomenon took place. Other commentators have suggested that a citywide outbreak of ergotism, in which fungus growing on grain can cause hallucinations, may have been responsible. But whatever the actual cause, whether extraterrestrial or scientific, the celestial phenomenon terrified the people of Nuremberg, who interpreted it as a warning from God.
Now, when you go to 45 seconds, pause it.
45 seconds. Right here?
Now, in the entire artwork, you can see at the bottom, you see smoke, and you can see where some of these objects have crashed and hit the ground.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Now, if you look closer, on the left-hand side, you can see these circles or orbs. They're in a triangular formation. Every time you Google triangle UFO orbs, you see that 3-pronged triangle visual. In the 1400s, there was nothing flying in the sky.
Right.
This right here looks just like these drone incursions that we're seeing today.
So
it's in the 1400s, man.
Which is funny because speaking of triangular aircrafts, can anybody tell me why there's a U.S. patent on this very same thing, triangular spacecrafts?
You always, oh yeah, see, we finna get crazy now.
Right? So there's a U.S. patent right here that says, you can look this up yourselves, you guys, by John Sinclair. He's the inventor. A spacecraft that has a triangular hull with vertical electrostatic line charges on each corner that produces horizontal electric field parallel to the side of the hull. This field interacting with a plane wave intermittent by antennas on the side of the hull, generating a force per volume combining both lift and propulsion. There it is right there. So there's patents on this. Triangular spacecrafts. Nobody knows this. What are we talking about? Look, it has the whole shit. This is on Google Patents. The very thing that we just saw hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but it's right here, right in front of our face with a patent.
So this would add credence to the hypothetical that an agreement was made in exchange for technology. I just sent you another link on X as well.
There we go. Let's see. And yep. So, okay, let's pull this up. So this is exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, guys, so you saw that pattern, right? And then here we are. What does that look like? It looks like the same pattern that we just looked at. Coincidence?
It's no coincidence. Look at that.
This is great.
What the is that? I don't know, but it's going way slow. What the is that? It's turning. It's coming this way now. What the is that? I can't get this thing to zoom. That's not a plane. That is not a plane. That is not a plane. What is behind it? I don't know. That's not a plane. It is not. It is definitely triangle UFOs.
He said triangle.
Oh my god. I need to get a video of this. Yes, you do. I have to get it. I want to get the other thing in the video too. There it is. That's weird. That is so weird.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about here?
She. That's wild.
Now, you had just mentioned about portals.
Correct.
So, I sent the link previously. It says MH370 satellite highest quality.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up. I did see that. 1 second. I got you. And this is in reference. So this is the plane that went missing years ago.
Yes, sir.
If you guys remember. So here we go. There's a plane. All right. This is a satellite imagery. It's going to keep going. You're going to see these orbs fly around the plane. Okay. Keep an eye on it. It's going to keep going. And then it is going to disappear right there. What the fuck was that? That is insane.
And I just sent you a link to the person who leaked that footage. He went to prison over it.
You went to jail over this?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Okay. So you sent it on X? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you sent it on X. Okay. So this dude, he leaked the footage
He the one who leaked the footage
to that disappearance of that plane.
And who was on that plane?
The
All of the people who invented those quantum microchips.
Damn.
Lieutenant Commander Edward C. Lynn. He's assigned the VPU-2 Wizards February 2014, some date, and then April 2nd, they're investigating him. This is huge because you look at the satellite video and you can tell this is a remote terminal Citrix session, like they're logged into another database. There's gonna be logs for that. And the United States government ended up having to admit that they had no evidence that he was a spy at all. You're like, wait, you're charging him with espionage, but you have no evidence? They had to admit that. That's crazy.
When was this?
So this was all 2014 through 2016. So they put him in pretrial detainment and they would not let him out. To me, that says you're scared of him talking to the media. They were terrified of the case going to trial because the only evidence they had against him was the videos that he leaked. And you would have to show the evidence publicly if that's the case. So instead, what did they do? They sent something called the Goon Squad on him while he was in pretrial detainment. Basically abused him legally as much as you could. Lieutenant Commander Edward.
Dude, so, okay, 2 questions. What happened to him, and where do you think that plane went? What are we talking about?
Family members of the people on that plane said for weeks after the plane went missing, when they called those people's phones, they rang and rang and rang until they went to voicemail.
Okay. So they're just not in this universe anymore, not in this existence of plane anymore. Like, these plane have existed.
Retired FBI agent John D'Souza was the person that was hired to study this phenomenon, cattle mutilations, UFOs, etc. He said that they come from outside of time, from a different dimension. At whistleblower hearings in front of Congress, we heard Congress members mention extra dimensionals. They don't say aliens. They say extra dimensionals.
Because they're all outside of this dimension. They have extra dimensions. So extra dimensional beings. So why take that plane with those people who created that quantum chip? What do you think that was about?
That was our warning to China. That was our warning to China. Don't fuck with us. And I'm preparing a presentation for our show about those 3 spheres that we just seen disappear that plane. There's a lot of there's a guy named Patrick Jackson and a guy named Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar has one of those spheres. They call it the Betz sphere, BETZ sphere.
That's crazy. Like,
the truth is stranger than fiction, my friend.
It is. It always is. This is
human beings is not pulling this shit off alone, man.
Not at all. Not at all. Damn.
And I'm getting called to bodyguard right now. Hilarious. The most opportune time ever, right? They gotta wait. I'll fuck all that. I'm sure they're watching this shit right now. People keep telling me be quiet and stuff like that. Well, I'm not being quiet. So. Get up with me. Get up with me.
So, got one more thing to go over. This is something that's pretty interesting too. Speaking of space and everything else, this is very interesting. This is let me share my screen here. There is astronauts still in space. So you remember those astronauts they sent off last summer?
Sir.
They're still not home.
More bad news today for the 2 Boeing Starliner astronauts who've had to stay at the International Space Station a lot longer than expected. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez joins us now. Manny, good to see you. So they're not going to come home until late March at the earliest now?
That's right, Nora. This mission was supposed to go just over a week, but now it's become at least a 10-month stay. The astronauts on board, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, launched on the Starliner on June 5th. They were supposed to return 10 days later, but their flight back to Earth has been repeatedly delayed as NASA was troubleshooting issues like helium leaks and the overheating thrusters on the Boeing Starliner. NASA ultimately decided to return Starliner without its crew and have the astronauts fly home on a SpaceX Dragon in February, but now that has been pushed back.
So, Manny, I have to ask you, what is the problem now?
So here's the thing. Their ride back home, it is already on the International Space Station. But the new issue is with a different SpaceX Dragon that is supposed to deliver the astronauts that will replace them. NASA says SpaceX needs more time to get that spacecraft ready for flight, pushing that launch back to late March. NASA does not want Wilmore and Williams to leave until the new crew arrives, so the International Space Station was recently restocked with everything the crew needs, including water, clothing, and oxygen. And Nora, the space agency adds that quote-unquote special items to help celebrate the holidays are also on board.
I hope so. We are thinking of those astronauts. Manny, thank you.
So I got a couple things that's pretty odd with this. A few things. For one, their names alone are very weird to me. Now, if you caught it, their names are Sonny and Butch. Why does that sound familiar?
Bring it down.
Anybody think anything? Does that sound familiar at all? Maybe because I don't know. It's a movie. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
No coincidence.
I thought that was very odd.
It's almost as if someone outside of our timeline is manipulating our existence.
I'm just saying. So you have two astronauts, one named Butch, the other one's Sonny, and you have Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
And what people don't understand is that before Elon Musk got the contract with the government for SpaceX, he was on the brink of failure. And we depended on Russian cosmonauts to go up into outer space and bring our people back from the International Space Station back to Earth. Due to tensions right now between the current administration and Russia, Russia has ceased all operations with assisting us for space. And then we launched Space Force. Who was the prominent person to push Space Force? Donald Trump, because he didn't want to work in cahoots with the Russians anymore. It's my belief that the Biden administration is trying to leave a back door open for attack from companies, countries, I call them companies, but countries who are not our ally. Biden was paid $10 million from Chinese nationals, his son, in order to affect policy. His father pardoned him. Now, we have not seen a State of the Union address from Biden. We haven't seen his face publicly in who knows how long. There's an active initiative right now to cause confusion and fear in the United States. And
well, not only that, but since you said that Biden did take some money from the Chinese,
he did.
It's kind of funny that he just granted a pardon from 2 Chinese spies and a child predator from China who had 47,000 pieces of child pornography, and he just pardoned them and sent them home.
The guy's an agent, man.
Pretty funny, right? It's funny how that works.
The guy's an agent. I'm preparing a pretty nice presentation for us tomorrow, man.
Okay.
I'll make sure you get it all before we get on here, because we got to go live tomorrow, because it's time to do our own formal disclosure here.
Oh yeah, 100%. But going back to those astronauts real quick, with Sonny and Butch. The second thing is they're on a Boeing Starliner. You already know with Boeing they had all those whistleblowers get knocked off.
All of them.
I mean, that's the reason they're in space longer in the first place, because of Boeing. So, and I've heard some other inside information as well from a close source And this person disclosed to me that they're actually running some type of an experiment up there that they don't want to disclose to the public. They're actually doing something up there that has to do with, I'll say, existing in space and running tests with humans and trying to extend the human race. I'll say that.
For sure.
But it's more than what you think it is.
The richest man on the earth said he's gonna die on Mars.
It's linked to that. It's something of that nature, I would say.
Yes, sir. You already know. You already know.
And it's funny too that you know what's real funny, and I'll bring this up because going back to the predictions of like Donald Trump, the last president books, Elon was actually predicted too. Let me explain.
Interesting.
So Elon was actually predicted by none other than this man right here. So there's a book called Project Mars by German scientist Wernher von Braun.
Wernher von Braun is the person who spearheaded the United States rocket program.
Correct. He writes a book.
A Nazi.
He writes a book called Project to Mars. Okay? And it says the person that he's writing about, his name is Elon, that's going to lead the human race to Mars. What are the chances?
There is no chance, man. Well, there's smoke, there's fire.
Look at this.
This is why the Maverick approach matters, because he points out these cryptic details that we can pinpoint and we can build upon.
I'm just saying. It says right here, the interest in the novel increased in 2021 when people connected Elon, the Martian leader, to SpaceX founder Elon Musk.
I was the first person to speak about the novel on the goddamn internet after my No Jumper interview. This is why tomorrow we gonna shake the ground. Share the live, spread the word. You don't want to miss the live tomorrow because the Maverick approach and the Big Homie.cc, we gonna do our own disclosure.
Let's get it. We're gonna get to it.
If you think about it, Maverick, there are rumors among scientists that humans have a worship gene.
Yeah.
And unless their owners tell them what to do, they run them up. So for everyone waiting for the United States government to give them very sensitive details when all of the information right there in their face, very suspicious.
Right. 100%. Yes, sir. Maverick approach, Big Homie CC. You already know. The live tomorrow is going to be big. Make sure you guys tune in. Follow Big Homie if you don't follow him already. Follow me at Maverick Approach on all socials. And yeah.
Share the live. Tell everybody tomorrow, tune in. We got some answers.
Oh yeah. It's going to be big. 100%. So, all right, y'all. We about to get out of here. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow. And then stay tuned tomorrow. It's going to be big. And you already know it's going to be a movie. It's always an event.
Yes, sir.
So